Good morning, everyone. Welcome back, Arizona Unplugged. I had a comment on this channel a few days ago, something to the effect of, Vaughn, you're not really living off-grid. If you have internet service, you're not truly off-grid. And you know, there's a few definitions of what off-grid is. And the basic one, I mean, you can Google it right now, what is the definition of living off-grid? It's pretty specific. It brings something to the point of, and this isn't verbatim, guys, it's just from memory, but it says something to the fact that off-grid living means you're not physically connected to any utilities or services provided by a municipality or a company or corporation, like the electric company. In San Diego, we have SDG&E, San Diego Gas and Electric. The water department, different municipalities. If you have pipes or wires running to your property, then you are not off-grid if you're using those services. Now, that's the literal definition, but people have their own definitions. Some people say, well, if you have any type of power generating system, water creating system, then you are creating your own grid, and therefore you cannot call yourself off-grid. I guess technically what they're saying is, unless you're living in the woods and you're drinking water out of a river or a lake and you have no electrical components that you use, then you're off-grid. For me, and for the actual definition, we are definitely off-grid. We have no wires coming to this property. We have no water pipes coming into this property. We have no gas pipes coming in this property. As a matter of fact, we don't even have trash service. We got to take our trash to the local town and dump it. So, the end all be all is, I guess everybody has their own opinion on what off-grid means. However, the real fact of the matter is, if you don't have utilities or pipes or wires coming onto your property and you're living on that property, you are technically off-grid. Now, people may use semantics, like, for instance, when I upload this video, I'm using Elon Musk satellite up in the sky here to transmit this video to the satellite to your server, and you're watching it. Is that a grid-tied situation? I don't see it as that, because there is no wire, there is no pipe, there is no physical connection other than, I don't know, some electrons coming from my phone to a satellite to you. I don't know. I mean, it's all semantics, guys. But if you want to say we're not living off grid here, that's fine. You could say it. In my opinion, and in the opinion of the dictionary, we are 100% off grid. As you can see behind me, this is how we create our electricity. You look right there, that white pipe and my water tanks. We collect rainwater, so we're not tied into water municipalities or anything like that. No power companies. We are our own power and water company here. And that's just the way we see it. So what do you guys think? What does it really mean to be off-grid? Again, everybody has their definition. Everybody has their opinion. For me, and pretty much the rest of the planet, it means no pipes or wires coming into your property. Pretty simple, but that's okay. Some people want to disagree. Some people want to try to make their point heard, and that's fine. So, it's all good. We're loving it out here, guys. If you're new here, my name is Vaughn. We are living off-grid 100% on solar power and rainwater. Out here in Arizona, northern Arizona, it is a beautiful morning. There is no wind to be heard of, and it's not actually that cold. It's probably about 30 degrees right now, but lately it's been, single digits with wind, and it's been pretty harsh. But we're getting through it. I mean, the pipes didn't even freeze last night, so that's good. Got little Freya here. She doesn't know there's a bowl of hot stew mixed in with her dog food up on the deck, and the other dogs are enjoying it. So today, we're gonna get some work done. I got a lot of wood cutting yesterday, a lot of wood separating. You can see these piles of branches everywhere around here. I made more yesterday. Unfortunately, I need another chainsaw blade, or I need to sharpen the ones I have. But I'm supposed to get a new shipment today. I guess if you get mail in a P.O. box and you bring it over to your house, you're not on grid either, or off grid. You're on grid. You get mail even though you're going to grab it yourself. I guess I'm not off grid because I have a P.O. box, but it's all good. And to the person that stated that, if you're watching this, it's no poke at you, brother, or sister. I don't even know who you are really, but you know, everybody has their own definitions, their own opinions on what off-grid means. But it is what it is. You know, everybody's different and everybody has the right to their own opinion. So today is going to be more separating firewood, usable firewood for next year, and branches. So as of right now, you know, thanks to my buddy Derek Garner who informed me that using juniper branches as backfill in my garden beds would actually kill my plants, and like I said, I did research, and that is the case. What I'm thinking of doing is taking these branches and chipping them up and just bulldozing it into the ground. Right here, the garden beds, and behind me on the other side of the house where we have piles like this as well. The first step is to get the chipper out here. We need to get rid of these branches before they dry out and become a fire hazard. But after that, let me back up. After that, we're going to be getting a mini excavator to finish terracing this garden area right here in front of me. And doing that, we're going to be turning over a lot of earth. So if I chip all these branches here and then turn over all the earth, those chips will be buried and away from our plants, which will be in raised bed garden beds, and I think we'll be fine. Or I could just chip it all into a big old pile and let it compost. I can use it as bedding for animals or for chickens. There's a lot I could do with it, but as of right now, I know for sure I'm not going to put them in my garden beds. Once again, thanks Derek for educating me on that before I killed my first crop. I never heard of juniper being bad for mulch, but apparently it is. So there you go. So if you guys have been watching, the dog condo is pretty much done. So I'm back out here when weather permits, getting these branches and firewood processed and taken care of. We're very close to start getting the mini excavator here and start terracing this property and getting the garden beds ready and the orchards. And while I have the excavator out here, I will be doing my trenching, putting in water lines for the irrigation. And speaking of irrigation, we're supposedly getting some weather here in a few days. It's saying snow and a little bit of rain. I certainly hope so. We probably have a month and a half or 2 months worth of water left in our storage tanks before we run completely out. So we're hoping for some water here pretty soon. It's going to be a nice time to stay inside the cabin while it's raining and filling our tanks. That's something we're looking forward to and praying for. So I'll cut the video here, guys. Tell me what you think off-grid living means. I mean, what's the definition? How do you define it? Like I said, I define it the way that the dictionary defines it, but you may have a different thought on it. What do you think off-grid life is? If I'm using a cell phone and I have cell service, does that mean I'm no longer living off-grid? Or am I? I don't know. What do you guys think? I think I'm off-grid here, you know, but, you know, you might have your own opinion. So I'll talk to you guys later. I may make another video later. We'll see what happens. But until then, prep and thrive, and I'll see you on the next one.